And welcome back to part 13 of What If Naruto Had a Sister. Last time in Naruto What If, we had Naruto and Naruto um going to train with the going to train with the Toads. God, going to train with the Toads to learn Sage Mode and prepare for the Katsuki and to go rescue Sasuke. Meanwhile, Sasuke had been kidnapped by Obito. So let's continue on right now, because really, what do you expect is going to happen in their training with the Toads? Yes, they're going to learn Sage Mode. Yes, they'll perfect their Sage Mode. And yes, they will learn to throw their respective Rasengan variants. Moving on. So, and then pain will obviously come after the Nine Tails at some point. That is what Obito tasked him with. But we still have to ask the question: what is going to happen with Sasuke? Well, Sasuke ends up waking up in the same cave. They ever really specify what he was in? Like, I know there's this scene where they see him standing by the ocean with his team and Obito. Is that where they were? Is that kind of like a weird cave system near a beach? Let's just say it's a cave. It looked like a cave. Yeah, it's just, I don't think I ever got an answer on that. In the cave, he's like, what happened? And I was like, you're finally awake, Sasuke. Good. Uh, good. And he's like, wait, who are you? Wait a minute, and he vaguely remembers seeing, actually, he probably has never seen Toby now that I think about it. So, he's just, who are you? I'm just like you. I'm a survivor, Sasuke. Allow me to introduce myself. And then obviously the Amaterasu activates, and he's like, ugh, the little bastard. That bastard taught you put a bit of a failsafe in your eyes, but good thing I didn't tell him everything about me. Now Sasuke, and then Sasuke is just looking at Sasuke knows he doesn't have the energy to fight, but he's like, ugh. No, I'm not here to fight, Sasuke. I'm here to give you information, to tell you the truth of what happened that night. And so he tells Sasuke the truth of what happened with the Uchihas. And had Sasuke been in the mentality and, vendetta and all that stuff he was in the previous, like he is in canon, I do think it would affect him the exact same way. He'd vow revenge on a leaf. Because he does, have the curse mark, that can still influence him. So he's not completely 100% like, I don't believe you, or, that doesn't matter. But he's also, a lot more chill. He's a lot more capable. He's a lot more level-headed, and he still respects his friends in the village a lot. So he's in a weird, so it's true. So that's what it was all about. He's just like, easy now. So what will you do, Sasuke? Get the hell out of here. That's of course, you need time. And so he walks away. Obito is not sure if it worked or not. And Sasuke is just sitting there thinking, like, what am I going to do? Because, what they say, is if this is true, then they lied to me. They lied to me basically my whole life. Tachi lied to protect me, all that, those bastards. But I don't. But then he thinks about Naruto and Naruto and the gang and like everyone, Kakashi, like all the people who clearly didn't have anything to do with it, like the innocent families who didn't have anything to do with it. And he knows that just because I'm angry at them doesn't mean they deserve death. Like they had nothing to do with it. Nothing they did influence this at all. And so he's sitting there contemplating what exactly he's going to do. And as the time comes, he's standing there on the ocean. He is legitimately mourning his brother, though. He's got the tears. He's got, so I was like, so what will you do now, Sasuke? And Sasuke just looks over and it's like, I'll kill them all. No matter what it takes, I will avenge my clan, my brother, my family, everything the village do, they will burn. It's like, and this Obito's just like, good. Now, obviously, something's up here. Like I just said, it's like Sasuke's kind of in the middle here. So what is going on here? Well, Sasuke's trying to play Obito right now. Unfortunately, he's unable to really, unfortunately, he's unable to really get out of Obito's grasp because he doesn't think he can take Obito on at the moment. If he was able to survive Amaterasu like that, there's certainly not anything he can really do to hurt this guy, at least at the moment. Still, though, Kasame shows up. And they're basically tasked with going to get the 8 tails. Kasame and Sasuke both go to get the 8 tails. And Sasuke's realizing, damn, I can do it myself. I appreciate I can do it myself. I don't need him. Hey now, buddy. Tachi was pretty powerful too, but we made a good team, me and him. You might welcome a little bit of partnership. Come on, I know I'll be lonely without someone. A little duck butt. So, and that's enough. That's enough, Kasame. Sasuke wants to prove his worth. It's like, when we'll let him. We'll keep Zetsu. We'll keep Zetsu nearby just to be as an extra lookout. But the capture of the 8 tails will be all on you. Now this is also Obito basically playing both sides of the coin here and basically saying, yeah, where's going to be your backup? I'm keeping an eye on you, Sasuke. And Sasuke, whatever. He says like, damn it. But Sasuke isn't completely without tricks at this point. So they go off and try to obtain the 8 tails. They get to the village and they find Killer Bee. Now, unfortunately, Kasame and Sasuke both going into the village causes so much a commotion that Killer Bee, they get a big fight out of Killer Bee, and Kasame is about to, between Kasame and Sasuke, they are about to capture B until A shows up and basically just completely takes off Kasame's head. And Zetsu's like, crap, gotta get out of here. And at that point, Killer Bee does escape, and A is like, go ahead. So you're Uchiha. I've heard about you in your eyes. And I heard that Uchiha was part of Akatsuki. Are you Itachi Uchiha? And then it's like, no, I don't actually remember what A's dub voice sounded like. Are you Itachi Uchiha? Or you Itachi Uchiha? Sure, we'll go with that. He's like, no, I'm Sasuke's brother, and I formally surrender to you. And Sasuke just, says, I surrender, and I'll explain why I did what I did. It's like, well, I take him into custody, and they take him into custody. Meanwhile, the invasion of Konoha starts. Now, all that goes down almost exactly as such. Danzo slows down the return of Naruto and Naruto. Kakashi does die. And, Pain One ends up wiping out the village. However, the big difference here is that Naruto and Naruto both come back, Sage Mode, all that, on top of the giant toad. Now, I realize one thing after I made the previous video, is that Naruto trained with the toads in Sage Mode, but she has the snake summoning contract. So this actually proves to be kind of counterproductive in some ways, because Snake Sage Mode is very different than Toad. I mean, it's the same principles using natural chakra, but it's not the same form. It's not the same type of ability. And as we see with Mitsuki in Boruto, true Sage transformation is not even the same as Sage Mode. It is that's a lot of power behind the Snake transformation or Sage version. Evidently the snake turns into the dragon, as Kabuto said, but also Kabuto had done a lot of modifications to himself, so it's very odd. Either way, okay, you gotta just connect to the internet now. Whatever, I don't need the internet at the moment. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Just to behind the scenes of my life, my internet's been going in and out for weeks to months now. It'll just randomly go out for no reason. And it seems to have something to do with the amount of people using the same internet service in the area. That seems to have just increased for some reason. And it's stressing out the servers, I think, that, allow our internet to actually function. So, let's see there. Connect. Will it connect me back to my internet? Yes, no, maybe so. And I wonder who the hell Bad Biscuits is. That's a neighboring internet. And it always does this too. It says can't connect. Whatever. I'll just have to unplug the router later. It's so annoying. I digress. So, Naruto and Naruto show up and both have Sage Mode activated. Naruto, though, summons some snakes immediately afterwards. And luckily, she doesn't summon monsters. She just summons some big snakes that probably have specific names or whatever. And, Naruto smashes the Azura path. And Naruto, I think, is the one that takes out the Preta path with hand-to-hand style. They both come in and basically what happens in the different scenario here is that only one Pain got completely atomized by his Rasen Shuriken. Here, Naruto and Naruto basically combine their techniques together, and together just launch them. Well, they don't combine them together. They launch them at the same time, merge them into one. And basically now you have a spinning whirlpool, a bladed whirlpool of death that not only shreds on the molecular level, on the cellular level, but also pulls you in because of the force of the waves and gravity, which ultimately means they're all royally boned. Like anything that gets hit in there is just going to be pulled in and just incinerated and vaporized. And because two giant massive chakra together, they get more than one, I think, gets caught. I think both the animal path and the human path get caught in there. Now, the Naraka path is still floating around. However, this is where I think Naruto keys in on. It's like, where do you think you're going? And basically, wind style Gale Pump, and, hits the Naraka path as he tried to get behind to resurrect the Preta path. Naruto comes in and just, grabs the Naraka path again, and grabs the Naraka path, and with water style, water whip, and just grabs it, and then water style, water blade, and all of a sudden the whips turn into blades and just slice off the arms, and then she just slices the Naraka path and just entwine. And so it's the Deva path who, at this point in the story, is unable to use his Shinra Tensei. He can't use his abilities. And Naruto and Naruto, who are basically there to just wipe him out, and they do. Like, they successfully just take this path out because he doesn't have his abilities, and they took out all the other paths. So now it's just like, basically, they're like, oh, we gotta go check it out. We gotta go help the villagers out. And it's like, you go. And Naruto's like, waits for his Sage Mode to round out, brings out another clone. Poof, I'm good. He takes out the chakra rod because he knows about Nagato at this point. He does know about him. So he just puts the rod in and, finds him. And Nagato's like, he found us. Now, here's the question, I guess, that should be raised. Could Nagato, on his own, use any of his Six Paths abilities? I guess the answer is yes, but not in the anime. We don't see. I mean, in the anime we do see it. In the manga, I don't think we see that, because he's still got Chibaku Tensei as well. Either way, Naruto goes and he confronts him. And I do think that Naruto and him still have the same talk. Now, Naruto didn't experience, say, like, the amount of stuff he went through in the original. He didn't see Hinata nearly die in front of them. He didn't go 6 tails to 8 tails. He didn't go, he didn't meet his dad. He did not meet his dad, which is a big thing. But here's the thing, I actually don't think that affects Naruto's resolve in the matter. I mean, that'll help bolster it, sure, but I think Naruto's resolve is ultimately the same as it was. That, Jiraiya and all that, and, his Fox Chakra gets in there, mixes when Nagato tries to possess him. Excuse me. So, I actually think Naruto I think Naruto and him have basically the same conversation. And yeah, I think really he convinces Nagato to do just what he was going to do, bring everyone back. Konan, though, I think does give them a parting notice about to let you know your friend Sasuke. Sasuke, that's right. You know him? Yes, the one who is actually the leader of Akatsuki, Madara Uchiha. he tried to recruit Sasuke, but Sasuke double-crossed him. He's currently being held by the Raikage and being put on trial. And I'll let him know that. And so, great, thanks. And so they go back. Naruto's a hero. Sakura, gut punches him like she does. And Naruto and Naruto are heroes, but Naruto convinced Pain to bring everyone back. So he gets a little bit of the credit and more credit there. And it's like, not bad day's work, little brother. It's like, oh, shut up. It's like, but I know where Sasuke is. You know where Sasuke is? And they explain where Sasuke is, all that. And because of the attempt on Killer Bee, and Killer Bee kind of just doing his own thing now. And by the way, Kasame's not dead. He did do the whole switching with Zetsu at the last minute thing. They have Samahata currently in custody right now. So they got to go find B at some point, which, yes, they'll eventually find him. But because of that, they are still having a Kage summit. I think because the Katsuki's still a thing, and because they were tried to take Killer Bee, I think they still had that Kage summit. So they basically say Sasuke's being held captive, and there's a summit of the 5 Kages. Unfortunately, Danzo, I think, still edges out and gets the role of Kage, at least temp Kage, until Tsunade wakes up. So, yeah, Naruto knows that he's got to go plead his case, and Naruto and Kakashi, Naruto, and Naruto go. Sakura wants to come, but no, they don't. They say no. No, you can't come this time. And I think they make sure to let Sakura know, it's not because we don't believe in your abilities. It's because we need to keep this as small as possible. Trust me, we're going to get him back. And so they go. They intercept the Raikage. Naruto pleads for him and explains what most likely happened from what the Raikage's like. I've already heard everything he said, boy. But the ninja world isn't all fun and games. This hard choices have to be made when you lead, and I will not at this time release him. But I think the Raikage does lighten up a little bit. It's like, however, that's not saying I won't. But he did attack my brother. But if what he says is true and what you say is true, it wasn't by his own means. I'll put it under consideration. And then so he goes off. And so Naruto and the gang pretty much just stay in the land of iron for the time being. Obito confronts Naruto. Naruto is like, oh, little vixen, how are you doing? He's like, don't call me that, you perv. Perv, God. It's like, I don't hold the fox. No, you don't. And yet you're still fascinating. His brother, her brother, his sister. God, his sister, who could have easily abandoned him and had a normal life, instead decided to stay with the demon himself, and be persecuted just as he was. Quite admirable, that spirit of yours. And what's your point? What do you want? What I want? Oh, I want nothing more than peace. But peace only comes through war. You should know that better than anyone, don't you, Naruto? Nagato spoke highly about it. Yeah, until his mind changed, indeed. Such a pity. But that's neither here nor there. And then so he kind of just disappears. Sadly, there's no Sasuke versus the Raikage thing where Raikage takes his arm off. So Raikage's got both his arms. Someone did bring up in a previous video about how I'm forgetting that it's actually Io, was that his name? The guy with the Byakugan who actually picked up on the fact that Danzo had been influencing Mifune. So, yeah, that still happens. Danzo goes on the run. And really, I think that, and we know Obito did confront them. And and so, yeah, so Obito and Danzo surprisingly kind of square off a little bit. But there's no Sasuke there, and so, yeah, Danzo actually gets away. Obito realizes this is not a fight he wants to have. But he does want, at the same time, though, he knows, he goes after the Sharingan from Danzo, and he does go after Konan and Nagato's Rinnegan, and ultimately gets it. And Danzo knows this, and because of just Kamui, that even though Izanagi is dangerous as hell, his Kamui is so freaking broken. So especially the way Obito uses it. Can you imagine if Kakashi had the full capabilities of Kamui? Oh my god, he'd be messed up power. Kakashi was already strong as hell, but oh my god, the level of messed up powerful he'd be. I'm sure that's a what if I've been given before, too, that I haven't gotten to, but I will eventually get to in my long career on this channel, hopefully. So, yeah, after a very long, very drawn out fight, Obito does eventually beat Danzo, but Danzo basically crushes the eye, and he's like, "Ah, no!" And he's like, "I will protect everything and blow myself up." So he's like, "Damn it all!" And now he's short Sasuke too, which sucks. So yeah, it's unfortunate that he's unable to, do the things that he does normally, influence Sasuke, all that. But he still has the Rinnegan eyes. He still has his Kamui, his Sharingan. So he still has all the chakra of all the tail beasts that he made into his 6 paths. So yeah, I believe he did the 2 tails, he did the 3 tails, he did the 4 tails, he did the 5 tails. I believe he did. Yeah, he did the 6 tails and he did the 7 tails. So he basically had 6 different buys, and he was the 7th path. So that was his 6 paths. And yeah, it would be very interesting to see how this plays out long term. Ultimately, though, when it's all said and done, and when the Ninja War is being declared, Kage is declared the leader. He does go, and Tsunade wakes up, and they're about to plead Sasuke's case when Sasuke comes in his former Akatsuki robes. Now he's wearing some Cloud Ninja wardrobe because he need new clothes. It's like Raikage just goes, I've agreed to release him for the war. Prove this was a mistake, boy, or I'll have you locked up for the rest of your life. It's like, right. And then Sakura goes and just gives him a big hug. Like, hey, Sakura. And Naruto, unfortunately, does still get thrown on the island with Killer Bee. Naruto, I think, goes with him, too, because it's his sister, and she wants to look out for her brother. He goes through all the trials of the, dealing with his dark half, and then fighting Kurama. Difference here, though, is the moment before he goes to unlock that seal, his dad shows up, because he hasn't gotten to that point yet. He's like, Dad's like, you, let me out of here so I can kill you. It's like, oh, hey, Naruto. Well, and he explains how a part of him was sealed in the seal, so he could, be there in case the seal ever was about to break. But he's surprised that he's about to do his stuff. Yeah, it was time. And it's like, so you're really gonna do this? Then me and your mom are gonna be here every step of the way. And I think Minato, still having some control over the seal and all that, just pulls Kushina out of there. It Shosuke's like, Mom? It's like, hey, son. I was like, hi, honey. It's like, Mom. It's like, oh, God, not you too. So he gets this family bonding before going up against the Nine Tails. They share the stories, all that. It's like, tell your sister we love her and that we wish we could have seen you both grow. It's like, I will. It's like, oh. And so Naruto just looks at Kurama and is like, you ready for this? I'm going to kill you. And then Naruto just does it, and and basically just beats he goes through the motions of beating Kurama, except when Kurama's dark chakra starts to try to corrupt him, because he has all that bolstering from Kushina, he just pushes it back, and he's got the encouragement of his sister, all that, and ultimately he puts Kurama in his place, and he activates the think words, the seal, and seals up Kurama. Now, big difference here also is that Kasame is not on the turtle. Kasame is locked up in Samahara in Kumo, in the cloud. So basically, when the war starts, he basically gets out of there, and he goes back to aid in the battle and aid Obito. He eventually finds Obito again. It's like, so Kasame, you're still alive after all. Very impressive indeed. Now, I want you to meet some old friends. I was about to say, how are we going to get maybe Edo Tenseis in this? Well, note that we still have Orochimaru and Kabuto around. So there you go. Kabuto basically and Orochimaru both. Kind of like how Kabuto found where Obito was. Orochimaru finds where he is. and offers the Edo Tensei for him for the war, and he's like, "Oh, Orochimaru, yeah, you always were a creepy bastard, but you helped liven the place up, so you're all right. Oh, and little Kabuto too. How you doing there, kid?" And so the fourth Great Tsunobi War is about to take place. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. My gut was right. I could have rushed it, but no, I don't want to do that. So my gut was right. We'll probably get this done in the second one. If it goes on past the second one, it will not go on. It will not go on much longer than the second one. So either it's just going to be like an extra long, maybe half-hour episode, or we'll go into part 4 or the next part after that. So you're going to be 1 or 2 parts to lead up to the finale. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. See you next time.